If you guys are looking for a new game to pass the time till GTA 6 gets here, check out G2A with the link in the description and use cashback code BOSS if you want to save a little bit extra as well. Alright guys, there's a little bit of spice, a little bit of drama going on in the GTA 6 community, especially when it comes to leaks or insider information. We'll be talking about all of that in this video today, and a whole lot more. Alright, so this all started late Friday evening as there was a lot of fans disappointed that another week had gone by and GTA 6 was not announced. As someone said, as I said, people seem to be missing the fact that it's possible that even developers are wanting it to be announced, but they don't control marketing and PR decisions. The game could be just fine development-wise. Developers don't dictate when PR and marketing decide to announce things. Besides, the footage in the leaks is not a game in development hell whatsoever. If that was the case, we'd probably be seeing large gaps without progress in those clips. That's not the case. With an individual, Legacy Killer HD, chiming in saying this: "Some developers may want an announcement, but I know some don't. As far as I understand, still a lot of work to do, and an announcement with an inevitable release window just adds pressure." Alright, so this individual coming off the top rope essentially saying that some developers might not want an announcement as far as they understand, because there's still a lot of work to be done, and an announcement with a release date like fall 2024 or spring 2025 would just simply add pressure to those developers. And that's something that Rockstar as a company have dealt with in the past. Issues of crunch and a toxic environment. That's something that went on during the development and the lead up to the reveal and release of Red Dead Redemption 2. Now, there was more follow-up to this entire saga. I'm telling you, it continues to get even spicier than that, as someone then ended up following up by saying, "Are you implying that the game still has a long way to go before entering beta?" With that same individual saying, "Can't speak to that, just know that some developers don't see this game releasing next year." So it looks like our main man in question here definitely has some insider sources at Rockstar Games, at least on the development side, as those developers personally don't believe that the game is going to be releasing in 2024. And that's a little bit of bad news, because these are the guys that are directly making the game, or at least have some sort of role in getting this thing out to us, the fans. Now, at this point in time, since we are essentially at the beginning of November 2023, it's not surprising that the game wouldn't come out in 2024, given Rockstar's release history and their MO of typically having delays with titles. This simply isn't something that would be surprising to me, but nonetheless, it still is unfortunately a little bit of bad news. Now again, more follow-up with someone saying that's why you don't necessarily reveal a release date from the get-go. They already have internal deadlines anyways. The announcement can still happen. Grand Theft Auto 6 is already a lot deeper into development than GTA 5 was when it was announced. Imagine that announcement in 2011, only 2 years after its build. The first trailer had more holes in the map than the leaked footage of GTA 6 did even. With Legacy Killer HD coming back to say the biggest issue with comparing GTA 5 to GTA 6 is that this is a new Rockstar. I have zero idea of what marketing is doing or planning, but I do suspect the cultural changes play a factor with that. Announcement brings questions and pressure, something that took a toll during the Red Dead Redemption 2 and Grand Theft Auto 5 days. I think they'll just wait until the game is very far along and they feel confident to make an announcement, which I do believe will include a release date, which isn't now. But hey, I could be wrong, and I hope I am, as I desperately want an announcement. So this is something that I have even touched on as well, that there's a good chance Rockstar doesn't want to talk about this game, and they might even pull a Bethesda, where they don't talk about really the game officially for the first time until they might be less than a year or months away from getting the game out on shelves and into our hands. Now, after all those comments were made, unsurprisingly, there was a lot of questions of, well, how did this person even know all of this? And what are their sources? How can they prove that? As others said, yeah, it doesn't add up, because Take-Two's forecasts come from Rockstar's own plans, LOL. Even if it were true, this kind of thing always depends on who you ask. Quality assurance might have a different opinion from environment art, who will have different opinion from gameplay programming, and so on. And another chiming in doubting the sources. If that's the case, then how do you explain the $3 extra billion before April 2025, which is what Take-Two Interactive basically said they expect $8 billion of net bookings, with him saying it's more so some not feeling it as realistic based on the current build, or well, certain aspects of it. Certainly does depend on which department. Again, a whole lot of really not clearing up things here with more follow-up. Oh no, now he's trying to make it seem like he's credible by standing firm on the supposed source. What exactly is your track record again? With him saying, if you don't know who I am, best to leave it at that. I'm certainly not going out of my way to leak stuff, although we'll debunk stupid stuff like the whole Jason actor nonsense. Now, I'll leave it up to you guys to check this individual's track record for yourself, although there's a good chance you're probably blocked on either social media or sites that you can view this individual's track record on, but I'll leave it at that. There's been more follow-up to this entire situation, though. As someone said, generally speaking, a comment that says something along the lines of, I've heard this game is not coming next year, at least that's what I've heard, says absolutely nothing, and it also covers you in case you're wrong. If you have no provable track record of info on top of that, then the info is no more valuable than the GTA 6 Twitter pages come out with. Because being an established community member doesn't magically give you that credibility with leaks and insider information. Having inside info leaks is a whole other ballgame that comes with its own credibility. I've seen it from more than one long-standing community member over the past few days, and to be frank, I feel like these people should know better. With this individual saying, well, I didn't say that. I said some devs don't think the game is ready for next year, and they find it not realistic in its current state. But you were completely right, as I'm not willing to say more than vague remarks. At least here, I was simply sharing something I've been hearing. My bad. I'll leave it at that. See you guys in a few months! Explanation point. So I told you guys this thing was starting to spiral a little bit, and there was more comments made. This is on Saturday around 5 p.m., almost an entire day later, with someone saying, why are you looking for comments full of nonsense? Best sure he doesn't know more than you know. With him chiming in saying, I'm going to be honest, people like yourself are beyond annoying, and it makes me not want to interact on here. I haven't come in here attacking anyone, not trying to pick fights. I just tried to provide some additional context that I knew about. My mistake, it wasn't substantial, kind of vague. I've heard and learned more on the development side rather than contents of the game. Still know a few things, some things that were tested on, but can't say without potentially getting people fired. And I talked with Jason, the mod, and he was right. Probably the best I hadn't said anything. Still, though, if you don't like my content, I really don't care. That's fine. We'll defend my credibility, though, with stuff like this. I hear things, have connections, and I've reported on things like games in the past, such as Fallout 76 and Cyberpunk 2077's development in the past, along with some early things I've heard about Polaris from those who have worked on those projects. And if you somehow are able to view any of these posts on social media sites like X or Twitter without being blocked, this is what they ended up adding on Sunday, about 36 hours after this whole thing had gone down. I'll add this, and maybe someone like Tom Henderson can corroborate. I've heard things are moving smoothly right now, but there is some skepticism with getting this wrapped up by next year. One developer said that this is the best project they've worked on at Rockstar, with the cultural changes really leading to a better, less pressured work environment. Though after the leak, certain departments were really locked down, hard to gauge a full view of the entire project without more sources. And Tom Henderson chimed in, we've covered his sources and info in the past, saying, I don't know when it will be revealed, and the plan since 2021 has been a 2024/2025 release. Nothing has changed as far as I'm aware. Nothing much else I can say, unfortunately. And so that's kind of where things end. And if we just strictly focus on the details of this thing, it looks like, according to these reports, there's some skepticism inside at Rockstar that the game will be ready by 2024. But at least the good news here is there is a ton of excitement about this project. Not only in terms of how Rockstar have been able to work on it, seemingly a little bit freely and less of crunch, but it also looks like internally they're very excited about what they're creating, which is a really good thing for us, the fans, that are eventually going to play the game. But I would say really over the last 48 to 72 hours, this information, the sources that have apparently come from this information, that has gotten fans completely split. Whether you're on social media, forums, Reddit, there's individuals on both sides of the fence saying that they choose to believe him or questioning the sources, upset with the entire situation altogether. I just wanted to report on what's going on. The drama is certainly interesting, but I'll leave it up to you guys in those comments down below. Who do you think is right here, and what do you think this means for Rockstar in Grand Theft Auto 6? Let me know what you're thinking in those comments down below. I'd love to hear from you guys down there. If you guys did go and enjoy this video, though, a like rating would of course be awesome. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new. You want to stay up to date on all the latest GTA and all the Rockstar Games videos that I'll be doing here on my channel. And be sure to ring that notification bell as well. Sometimes YouTube just doesn't work, and if you ring that bell, you'll always be guaranteed to be notified when new videos arrive. But of course, as always, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.